Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the third in the series of your 90-day challenge. I mean, following on from two amazing nights, we had Gillian and Charlotte on night one. I must admit, I haven't had a chance to watch that yet because I've been traveling and I've only just got home an hour ago. So from Momentum, we had amazing energy there, and this is to continue on that energy from Momentum so you just don't go slump. And what the executive team have done is put something together to grow your business. Last night, Lucia and Amy were talking about ways that you can use social media and how you can get your brand out there. So remember, you are you and no one else is you. And that's important when you're doing social media. So with this huge launch about to happen, we want to show you how you can grow your business. Now, Mind Body is coming. It is going to be huge. We've seen what happened in the States. We've seen the rank advancements in the States. We've seen people's checks just absolutely go astronomical. They've won incentives. This will change your business. And if you want to change your business, you've got to put the work in, and the work starts now before it's launched. Remember, we're launching for consultants on March the 15th. For customers after Global, April the 26th or 27th, I think it's 26th. But what you've got to do is you've got to get everything ready for that. And we want to show you how you can actually change that business in the next 3 months. Now, the first thing is you've got to be focused. And you've got to tell that family and you've got to tell everybody else, listen, I am concentrating, I'm full focus on this. So the washing's not going to be done. Maybe it's just going to be scrambled eggs for dinner tonight and you can make them. You have to actually get buy-in from those people around them if you are going to focus totally on something. The kids are going to have to start to make their own lunches maybe. You've got to prioritize your time so that you can actually give your all for 3 months. Now, 3 months in the scheme of things is not long at all. Remember, it took me 13 years to get my anesthetic qualification. So 3 months in a lifetime to get you where you want to be is really nothing. So everyone who was at Momentum would have got one of these books. And let's just get that in focus. It's a mind body. Josie, have you got your one there? It's the Mind Body GLP launch. Hang on, I'm just going to have to yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay, you had one of these. Now, this is your Bible for the next 30 days, and you should be filling out this daily as to who you're contacting, what you're doing, and what you have planned for the next week, for the next month, for the next 3 months. So I want you to have a look at this. Okay, the first thing I want to concentrate on is the launch, the action 2, which is the events. How many people, just give a quick raise of hands or something, have already arranged some events? Yeah. Look, home events are the biggest thing you can possibly do for your business. Just gather friends together, put on a couple of nibbles, and it's just the actual way of getting people together and chatting about things. And you will be surprised how many people will just say yes then. And I really take my hat off to Josie because she has the most amazing way to finish up these home events, because once she's done a little presentation, a little bit of talk, chit chat, asking questions backwards and forwards, do you know what she does? She sits everyone down, sometimes on an individual basis, and she says, okay, now where would you fit in? Did you want to be a customer or do you want to be a consultant? So she's already given them the idea that they are going to start. She hasn't said, do you think you might want to do this business? Do these products interest you? She's got a positive mindset. She's got a positive attitude that says, we know that you're going to love this. So where do you fit in? Or have you got someone that you want to sign up now that that your mother or something who's got some issues? Shall we do that? So do you see that the way that you approach customers and consultants, that posture is very important about how you're going to actually drive your business. So don't be worried. There will be people out here who are dying to have an opportunity like this, who need a little bit of extra money, maybe just to pay a bow bill, a couple of groceries and things like that. So, learn from the best, and Josie is the best in terms of turning home meetings into customers and consultants. I'm a little bit more laid back than that, but when I do have a sort of a difference between customers and consultants, and I sort of I'm one of those people, who feel into it. I sort of feel what they're doing. I look at their what their eyes are doing, what their mouth is doing. Are they looking interested? Are they looking as if, yes, I want to go with this? When you're doing the presentation, lock eyes with those people who look very interested, because those are the ones that we're going to take further. And I know that she's on the call tonight because I picked this with Nessa Cosgrove, who's on the call tonight in Taupo when I did a Taupo presentation. She was in the front row. She listened to everything that I said. And as soon as we finished the meeting, she signed up immediately to be a consultant, and she was at Momentum, and she's doing an amazing job. So Nessa, that's the way to do it. So you have actually got to decide what you want. If you want customers, that's okay, because a lot of our customers do become consultants. So don't ever say, well, if you're not going to be a consultant, then I'm not interested. You've got to just be open. So don't ever write off people, and also don't judge people. I've had the people who I think have had probably zero money, who are the people who value their health the most and want to sign up as a consultant and will pay $2,000 for a pack. And you wouldn't think that they had 2 cents to rub together. So never let your prejudgment judge what they are wanting to do, because to them, their health was more valuable than anything else that they had in their lives. And it's up to them to decide that, not you. You've just got to show them. And remember, we have a gift, and it's up to them to receive it. So some people receive graciously, other people don't receive it all very well. So that's a good idea in way in which how to find consultants. Now, how else can you do it? We did a whole big social media thing last night, and people talk about cold markets and warm markets and hot markets. Hot markets are your family, your friends, your neighbors, the people that you know and you talk with daily. So I want to show you, when we did the little booklet here, we had a memory jogger. And that memory jogger had lists of people that you could contact or that you should know. Members of your family, lists that you already have, your current email addresses, your current address books that are in your phone, business cards lists, social media, friends on Facebook, friends on Instagram, people and friends that you associate regularly, people you work with, church members, people you go hobbying with, or if you've got an activity, tennis clubs, golf clubs, any other games that you do. Who do you do business with? Hairdressers are the best ones to talk about the products to, because you're actually a confined audience. You sit there and they always want to chat. So why not talk about what you want to talk about rather than what they did last weekend, which is usually not that interesting. Anyway, so you should look, I tell you what, anyone, even someone when you're standing in a queue somewhere, and it's not that you're selling a product, you're just talking to them about their health. And usually people will come back to you and say, oh gosh, I sleep so poorly, my brain fog is terrible. Well, would you be interested in having something natural that would help that? That's pretty easy, isn't it? It's pretty easy. And in terms of consultants, when that says, I said, well, listen, would you be keen to share this? And if you're keen to share this with other people, if you know people from other people from your realms of life, if you know those people, do you think you might want to share it and get your products paid for, or maybe earn a little bit of extra? And so you're not you're doing the hard sell. I'm not a hard sell sort of person. I just let them roll with it. But you walk with them when they're walking, you run with them when they're running. So some people just want to go all out, and you've got to actually realize that. So it's about connection, and it's about feeling into where they are. Okay, what else have we got? We've got people that you've been associated with in the past, coaches, roommates, teachers, people in your own town, boss, retired co-workers, previous neighbors, or other things, architects, bus drivers, computer techs, chiropractors, club members, delivery persons. You would not believe the number of customers we get from Uber drivers. Usually they're highly qualified, got their degrees in other countries which are not recognized in our countries, driving an Uber just to get some money, and they love to talk. They're usually very intelligent and they see it. Give them your cards. Have a chat about health. It's quite amazing how many people you will get just even from an Uber driver. Referrals. People will say, I've got a stock agent at the moment, and he's crippled with arthritis. he came up to me the other day when I was selling some beef cattle, and he said, Gail, he said, my mate says, you've got some really good stuff that will help my joints. Can I have it? I said, sure. And all of a sudden, new customer. Didn't need to say anything about the science. Didn't need to say anything about what it was, but he'd heard it from something else that it was good. So he's ready to go. So referrals are actually a really important part of our process. And if people sort of shy away, they say, oh, it's not for me, I don't think so. And then you can say, well, do you know anyone that it might be useful for? I'm in the business of helping people, and I'm really happy to connect with them if you know somebody who would really, really like these products. Okay. So have a look at your memory jogger. Go back, and then what do you do with your memory jogger? Make lists. Now, so you've got pages and pages for making lists. Make your lists. And can I recommend that you do the most scary ones first, or even one scary one a day? Those are the people you think, oh my God, no, I can't do that. There can't possibly, that's a friend of my sister's, and she'll be terrible. She wouldn't be interested. You've got to actually start with those ones that are the most tricky often first, or even just one of those in your list, because what does that do? It gives you confidence. And you know that a no is often a not yet. And I've had people come back 2 years later when I've, showed them the products and talked about things. And they might have seen a post. They say, oh, actually, nothing else has worked for my weight loss. Could you get me this? I've already had people come back to me. They're watching that you've got something new. You need to show that you have got something new and something amazing that is coming. And the best way to do that is social media, because they see you and you're out there. And Lucia, you did an amazing presentation last night. So, you've got to show what you've got, and people aren't going to know that you've got a weight loss. And I actually say a weight management product. And I think please be very careful about that. I think when you say weight loss, then you're putting up an expectation for weight loss. I think you're much better off to say weight management, because this is a lifestyle management. The mind body is looking at lifestyle rather than just the scales, the kilos on the scales. So you have to manage the expectations as well with this launch if you want it to be successful, and you want to keep them on the product, because like Protandim, if they get a little bit of diarrhea, often they will stop it within the first month. So you've got to manage that. You've got to be proactive and say to them, well, this is what's going to happen. There are so many resources on the website that give you ways that how to take it, the GLP-1 system, what you might expect in the first month when your gut's getting back to normal again, what you might expect in the second month as it's just recalibrating, and then it's only the third month that you might start to feel things, and that being weight loss. But GLP-1 has got the most amazing abilities all over the body. The receptors are in the brain, they're in the heart, they're in the kidneys, they're in the lungs. So it's not just the weight, it's a weight management system and a lifestyle management system. So, now, Josie, I think I'm going to hand over to you, and we're going to talk about how and when to find the new consultants. Oh, no, that's mine. But I think we've covered that.
Yeah. Okay, who would like to have a Dr. Gail in their team? How amazing that we have a doctor in LifeVantage. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Gail. Now, let me ask you guys, who here have heard of red carpet? Drop me in, yes, in the chat if you have heard of a red carpet. So LifeVantage has this amazing program that supports network marketers to transition from where they are, where they switch off their income just like that and come to LifeVantage. So if you know somebody, talk to corporate, and now they've opened it up to influencers. You probably notice in America, they have got a couple of new executives who are social media influencers. So please talk to Kath or somebody from corporate if you want to know more about that. So it's so exciting. So for those of you who don't know, my focus really is bringing on board consultants. That is my main focus. I literally don't talk to people about the products. It is showcased when I show them the whole picture. So today I want to share with you, why is it important to grow your business, not just with customers, but with consultants? Because I know that customer is so valuable and we have a lucrative compensation plan for that. But when you learn to onboard consultants, to talk to people about the business, really and truly, you will have what they call leverage. So in our industry, you probably have heard of leverage a lot. It's like, what is leverage, Josie Tong? So leverage means instead of you just pulling the lever on your own, you have other people doing it as well. So when we leverage, it means you're not the only one talking to people, but you probably will have 10, 20, 100 people talking to people about the products and the business. And that is when you can retire. That is when you can have a sustainable income in this business. So leverage is so important. That's why we need consultants. And then your business will be sustainable. You would want a sustainable business. That's why we're working so hard to build our business so that we can literally create something that's going to last us for years and years. And I was listening to a podcast. This guy has been in his company for like 27 years. And the work that he did 27 years ago, he's still getting paid. And that is really a huge benefit of our industry is that once you have people that also want what you want, you will have a more sustainable business and create six-figure businesses. So when you have a six-figure uh, organizational volume, that is when serious money comes into place. So let me share with you, from what I know, I've been in this industry for like 15 years, and I just bring people who really want to do their business because I want that leverage. And so this is what I'd like you to think about as we move along and really embrace this momentum that's coming. There's no momentum in the business unless we have other people that sharing the story. So first is really, what is your story? So when we talk to people about our mind-body system, it's probably going to be different than the story that we started when we had NRF2. So what I'd like you to think about is to really write down what is your story. So when people ask you why you're doing what you're doing, the opportunity for you to share your story, because as you know, stories sell. I've sat in presentations where somebody would share and I think, wow, I want to do this. So in fact, when I joined my other company, like 15 years ago, I joined for the products. But when they took me to a meeting, there was this lady, top earner in the company, could hardly speak English. And so the story resonated with me. It's like, well, if she can do it, I can do it as well. So please, guys, this is the time to review our story to make sure that it's succinct and everything. And then I just really also want you to think about who are you talking to? I think it's Marie Forleo who says, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. It's important for us as we move along in 2025. It's like, how can we be more professional in this business? Because we are so clear in our avatar. And I'll go through that in a minute. And then we need to be clear. What is the process? How do we go about enrolling consultants? And then number 4 is that relentless pursuit. So first is your business story. Think about who it is. So my business story when I first started is a little bit different from my business story now. So it has evolved over time because I'm looking for different people. Okay, so usually your business story would be relative to who you're looking for, your avatar. So it could be you're a mom who's struggling with time and you can't afford to go and work. And that's why you're doing this business. So you can give up your job and be able to be home with your kids. That's just an example. And that would be your avatar. Your avatar is usually you. That's what I learned. And that's exactly, like who you're looking for is who are the people just like you. But you got to have to be very clear. Okay, I want to spend a bit of time with the process. Process. How do you go about it? Like, Josie, how do you go about it? So for me, it's like I'm going for a recruiting spree I need to know my tools. My tools. And in fact, I've just reviewed my scripts and I'm putting it all in a board, like you gotta have to make sure that you're so dialed in to the tools that you will be using. Because then when you're approaching people, you wouldn't, there's not a lot of time sometimes to think about how to respond. Otherwise, it's a little bit slow. Okay. It's like, okay, what am I going to say? How do I approach people? What am I going to say when they say so? I'll give you a little bit of an example. Okay. And then what are the tools? Your Facebook group, could be a website, could be your funnel, etc. So really know the tools. Now, as we know, mind body, we have a lot of resources in the hub. I love the hub. Okay, it's just an invaluable resource for us. There's a lot of videos there as well. So it's more about sitting down and mapping out, when I talk to my avatar Mary, what am I going to say? And then what are the tools that I'm going? So it should be on the tip of your finger where you could just click it and send, copy, or whatever you're going to do it. Okay. So now, guys, it's really clarity of the tools. So drop in the chat, what is your favorite tool at the moment? Okay. What's your favorite tool? Is it my favorite tool ever was the 3-minute video, was a 3-minute video. That's how I've been approaching people in the last 5 years. But now it's mind body is going to be different. So guys, have a think about what that tool will be. And as Gail has mentioned earlier, events. This is the lifeblood of your business, because if there's no opportunity for people to hear about the information, remember that at events, that's when you're connecting the information to the people, giving them some inspiration through stories of people that will be at the events. And so we're having an event this Saturday here in Sydney. And honestly, guys, that's how I launched my business in LV. My first 3 months, like, we generated, me and my team, 400,000 volume because of events and events. Okay, so think about what event are you going to be doing? Could be online, offline, but you need to have a cascade of events. Okay, so I want to dwell on this one because I think it's so important. A lot of people don't know the approach. Okay, so for the longest time, the approach that I've used was, have you got, hey, we haven't spoken for a while, Gail. It's been a long time, really want to catch up. I've got something to share that I'm so excited about. So you don't want to message someone and just say, hey, how are you doing? Like, yeah, it could be like that, but you want to be more upfront so they know that you're approaching them for a reason. Because sometimes, you probably receive someone say, hey, how are you doing, Josie? And then after 5 messages, and by the way, you don't want to do the by the way on the fifth message. So it's got to be, to me, a more of a direct approach. And I learned that from Rachel Pekarik. That's where I learned about, hey, like, have you got 15 minutes? We need to chat. That kind of urgency. So I've listened to Lucia and, to Amy and other people, share how they approach people. So there's a lot of versions out there, but you got to find something that resonates with you. I want to share with you these few scripts that's going to follow. That is, I think, is a really good approach. And I've learned it from, these people that really are bringing on board like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of customers. And I just think it really is so good. Now, this is for consultants. So we're not talking about products. This is for consultants. So, it's all about building trust and relationship. People buy from the people that they like and trust. And so it is a process. So if you haven't spoken with someone for a while, make sure you connect with them on social media, like and comment and all that, like building the trust is so important. So let's say, like Jillian had done a fantastic job of putting together our 30-day post. And one of the posts is really, it's like, having a side hustle, starting your own business. So some of you have posted, a fantastic post out there. So this could be something like if somebody had even liked or put an emoji or whatever it is, right? May not be a comment. So you could say something like, "Hey Mary, thanks so much for the like on my post." If they didn't comment, whatever it is, right? About how to make extra money online. So nice to meet you. I'd love to know what you do currently, what you currently do for a living. So it could be, you probably have posts where people that are friends of friends have liked your post. Okay. And this could be a script. You can take a screenshot of that and then you can tweak it, you can edit it. But I just really think that continue the conversation where you ask a question. What do you currently do for a living? Okay. And another one would be, hey, I'm curious, what would make a difference for you? Are you looking for a little extra for your budget, or are you looking to eventually replace your income? So along the way, when you ask them, what did you for a living? They might say, I'm a nurse. And my question usually is, can you see yourself retiring as a nurse? Or can you see yourself working as a nurse in the next 5 to 10 years? And some people go, no. Okay, well, I'm just curious, what would make a difference to you if you're looking for a little extra income? So you want to know, because some people they're not looking for the mega millions or hundreds of thousands. They just want something, or they want to replace their income. Okay. Okay. And okay, so this here. So this script here is about when they have been looking at your product. Okay, so they've looked at the product, they want to buy the MB. I think it's also good to be able to say, by the way, are you just looking to get the results from the GLP-1? And or maybe make some extra money on the side while you do it, just like me. Either way, I got you. Either way, it's all good for me. So you can tweak it so that it relates to you. And I think it's a good opportunity because, you probably hear of people who say, I just want to see about the products, or somebody has invited me. I was curious about the products, but then, sometimes you just need to ask. Okay. But it's all about the timing. So it's, you learn this as you go. And when you're talking to people about the side hustle thing, I think it's good to be upfront and say, have you heard of Life Vantage? So instead of, some people might say, what is it? Then you'd say, have you heard of Life Vantage? They might say no. Cool. So the company we partnered with that you'll be learning about is Life Vantage. This company is focused on activation of dormant genes to produce, it's a little bit sciencey, probably you can tweak it. Focus on the activation of dormant genes to produce collagen, GLP-1, and millions of antioxidants the body needs to stay healthy. Are you familiar? Okay, that something might catch your eyes. It could be the genes, could be the collagen, GLP-1, or antioxidants. Okay, so, and like I said, this is just an example and you can tweak it. Okay, so so when they say they haven't heard, so remember that you already told them about Life Vantage. And then what you do next is this. This is what we can do next. So it's important to take them into a journey because sometimes they don't. So you need to lead them by saying that this is what we can do next. I can invite you to our private Facebook group where you can see how we run our business and more about how we make money, or I can send a quick video right here first. Which would you prefer? Okay. So they might say video. Then you'd send a message, say, sounds good. I'll drop the video in here. It's a great overview that will give you an idea if this might be a fit for you. I've got a pretty busy day, but I should be able to circle back and check in on a little later. Feel free to drop me a quick thumbs up once you've had a chance to watch the video. Okay. Now you might be thinking, what video am I going to send them? Now, this day and age, nobody would sit down and watch a 1 hour video or even a 30-minute video. So this is what I do. So I'm part of my Life Vantage story and we have featured posts. So for me, I tag them to a 3-minute video. There's a 3-minute video in the featured post. And that 3-minute video talks about LifeVantage, about our product and how businesses is done. That's me, okay? So whatever it is that is your choice of video, it's got to be short. It's got to be something else. Now, if you are approaching them about mind body, then it will be a different link. But what I'm talking about today is consultants, okay? I'm not saying that if I'm looking for consultants that I won't share them with them the mind body video, because I could swing and say, and if I know them, I could say, hey, Mary, we haven't talked for a while, but I'm so excited because our company is launching this game-changing product that is called Mind Body that allows people to lose weight. Okay. And I'd love it if you can check it out. So this is, and then we can, so then after I share, then I'll talk to her about how we can partner. Okay. Now, guys, it takes practice to go from one conversation to another, but once you go through it and you stumble and all of that and you get say let them know, it doesn't matter, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more conversation you have, the more practice you have, and then you know how to tweak it. And obviously you can talk to your leader and say, hey, Jillian, I've had this response. So then you could have Jillian to help you. Okay. So remember when you ask, would you like to be added to a group or watch a video? Well, what if they say, well, I'd like to be added to a group and also watch the video? So then this is it. Love it. There's a post in the group that has the video. I would drop it in here. You know how you pick the link, the share link, and you drop it. Make sure you drop in your chat the link for them to join and the link to the video, because you don't want them to go there and be looking for it. And then you still tag them as well. Okay, I would drop it in here plus a few others I think you'll find helpful. Please take a second and friend me on if you're not friends on Facebook, so I can invite you to the group properly. Remember that there are people that you are not friends on Facebook. Okay, so you need to because you can't tag them, as you know, even if you share with them the link to that group, they won't be able to see it. And I think a lot of you already know this. Okay, so then, okay, so once you've invited them, they say, awesome, I just invited you to a private group. It's called My LifeVantage Story. Please quickly go and accept that invite and drop me a thumbs up right here. After that way, I can tag you in some awesome stuff you'll want to see. Okay, so it's building up excitement. It's building up excitement, right? So then, after they've accepted it, then you could send this. Whoops, I just tag you in a post inside of an LBS group. You should find that in your Facebook notification. So remember that you're leading them, you're giving them instructions. You'll find some great information and loads of testimonial to check out. Do as much sleuthing as you like. Looking forward to finding out what you like best. I'll follow up in a bit unless you get back to me first. Okay, so can you see that you're guiding them? You're holding their hands. You're building up that excitement, but don't over tag them. You need to know, remember, in the beginning, I was saying that you need to know the tools. So you need to know what you tag them. So it's, it's like this here that I'm talking about is how to approach people for consultants. Okay, so guys, this is what I can say. What I can say is, in order to take advantage of this momentum that is happening, that's going to happen. It's not if it will happen, but no, it's not when, but if it will. Okay, it's gonna happen. It's happening in the US, like Gail said, and it's gonna happen to us. So what we need to do now is to build an army of consultants. This is the time for us to get excited. And Gail said, you better tell the kids, we're not gonna eat for the next 30 days, right? So whatever it is that you want, you give them the bread and the cheese, whatever, they make it themselves. Now is the time for us to dig deep and talk to 20 people about the business. Can you drop in the chat? If you're making a commitment, drop 20, because that is what it will take. It will take you 20 people to enroll maybe 2. Okay, if you're very good, you might enroll 8 or 5, but that is the minimum number that we're going to approach between now and the end. So Gail, do you want to add something to that?
Well, I see people go, when they see 20, the number 20. So what I suggest, because it is, it is possible, but it is a bit daunting to start off with. And we're not all Josies. So as talented and how great as she is, I mean, I'm very not a wordsmith. I just get cut straight to the chase, and I make it very simple. So what I suggest those people who have gone do is to put up a post with just a teaser about the business, just a little teaser, just what you would say, and like a Facebook post, an Instagram post, something like that. It can be fun, and people like things that are a little bit different. And then look at who's commented and who has liked, and then approach every single one of those ones. And that's a really easy start for you in terms of talking about the business, because you've already actually talked about it without talking about it, and then you're just doing the follow-up. So that's less daunting, is it not? Yeah. And the other thing I just wanted to mention, which I did in the chat, is that the LV app under library has a huge amount of resources, and we just need to tap into the USA library, where they have all things all about the mind-body system. All of the videos are there, the draft sheets there. We will have all of that once it's launched in Australia, New Zealand. But just get out there and do it. I do remember when I first started this business, I had some time off, and so I just wrote list after list after list, and then I would just tick them off, if they'd responded, and then followed up. Lists are really good, and it's really interesting, the brain-hand connection when you write something down rather than thinking about you're going to call somebody. It actually does, it consolidates it when you actually physically write it on something. So do make lists, and you've got all of the paper there ready to do your lists, and just get out there and do it. I mean, we are giving you the resources, we are giving you the advice, we're giving you the guidance, we're giving you the pathways, but we're not doing it. You actually have to get out there and do it yourself. But we're here to support you in however way we can. Got amazing teams around you. And if you are concerned, just go to whoever your upline is, and they'll work you through things, or do it together with a buddy, and then bounce ideas off each other. This is the way to go, to get your confidence up. And please don't be upset if the first person that you approach says, no, not interested, you're just in one of those pyramid schemes. It's their fault, not yours. So, and they don't even know what MLM is all about anyway, so don't worry about them. These products are so good, they just need to be out there no matter how they're sold. I don't care if they're sold at the local dairy, I'd still be on these products. So I think that's what I wanted to cover with consultants. Just get out there and do it. And just to remember, it's just touching base with people. That's the most important thing. Thank you, Josie, for all those lovely scripts. That really gives you a really good guideline. Twiggle those, make them from you. Don't just copy word for word, because we're not all the same, and they'll smell a rat as soon as you do a script that's exactly the same as everybody else's. The more experienced ones, we just do it in our own way. But when you're starting off, just tweak the words to how you would say, hey, brother, hey, sister, something like that.
Yeah, so don't get a could be in the next 30 days, right? Approach, you gotta step out of your comfort zone, some of you, I think, and do it. So
I call it a Nike phenomenon. Just do it. Don't think about it. When you overthink things, you get overwhelmed and you don't do it. You've just got to, you just almost do a block in your head and just say, I'm just going to write this, and I'm just going to do it. And when you start to think about things, that's when you go into paralyzation, and you have that fear. We've got to get over that fear barrier and out of your comfort zone. Exactly what you did when you were a little kiddie, when you started to walk. You fell lots of times, but you got up every single time, and now you run. So that's exactly what this is doing for you in LV.
Yeah. So our assignment tonight is to approach 20 people. That's our action plan from Jillian. So it's 20 people, approach them with a business conversation. So I guess, we're going to go our own way and approach. Do we have to be here online, Jill, or we can just do it make sure that you do it.
Yeah.
Josie, I didn't set that challenge, so but I love it just the same. Um, so my challenge to the group was to do the business post today, which I have seen so many great posts out there. And if you're not following along in the Facebook group and checking out each other's posts, then you're missing out because there's a lot to learn from there. But share your links so that we can all interact with each other. And for those people who did do that task, you already have a head start tonight if you are looking to go and do your 20, because anybody who liked your post, anybody who commented on your post, that's permission to reach out. And even if it's just a quick message to say, hey, thanks for your love on my post, were you interested at all? Or are you just being a cheerleader? And that question's perfectly okay to ask because they've already interacted with your post, and it just opens up the conversation. They might just say, hey, look, I'm just being a cheerleader. And you say, that's awesome. How's things? And just, keep the conversation flowing. You never know if a pain point might come up. If you haven't already done your post, then maybe quickly do one, and that might help you to do your 20 reach outs just by getting some interaction.
So Gillian has put together those 30 days of Facebook posts, which are amazing. They're all on the Facebook group, the official LifeVantage Australia New Zealand group. So if you're looking for it, because often the notifications don't come up, so you've got to actually look for them every day, and she posts them every single day. So this is a great resource for you and a great way for getting your business moving. Thank you, Gillian, for that. That's great.
Can I just give a big shout out to everyone who has been consistently doing this? Like I'm going through and commenting on every single person's post.
Can do some more.
What was that? Sorry, Josie. Well, there's a bit of a delay.
No, I
I
said
think
it's time to do those. Yeah. Sorry, I think it's mine.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Josie.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look, go in there and have a look at each other's posts, learn from them, always be authentic and put your own slant on things, but, use them as inspiration. And those people who have been consistently doing this so far, standout effort, absolute standout effort. And it's not too late to start the challenge now. So if you've missed the first couple of days, you've got a couple of options. Start at day one now and finish a little bit later. That's fine. Or to play catch up, do one in the morning and one in the evening for a couple of days. I know that when I did the 30-day social media challenge with Oksano last year, I consistently did that 30 days and engagement really grew over that time. And over Christmas, I got a little bit quiet. Christmas time is the time where I actually do step back from LifeVantage a little bit, spend a bit of time with the family. I'm not on social media much. But I had people checking in and, hey, is everything, I haven't seen you for a bit, what's happening? And so, people were getting used to me posting every day prior to that. So this is a really good opportunity to start building that authority. And I actually had a reach out today, and can I share the message? I'm sort of hijacking a little bit here, but can I share the message that I got from somebody today? Because I think everyone should take a little bit of heart from this. This is the lady that connected with me several years ago. She sent me a friend request, which is another reason why I encourage you to have your profiles public. I did message a couple of people who have their profiles private, and I wasn't able to interact with their posts. And so I'm just letting you know as that pops up, because we do run a business, so it's a good opportunity to get yourself seen if you want to grow your audience. But anyway, this lady, she's been following me for several years. We'd had conversations prior. She's been in another network marketing company. Then she went and tried digital marketing last year, and she just got completely burnt out by it. Wasn't what it was all cracked up to be, which we knew it was a pop and flop and hype sort of a business for a little bit there. But she reached out to me today and she's just said, hey, I've been following your posts, and this new GLP-1 product sounds really amazing. I'm all for products that are making a difference and that work. She says, I really want to find an opportunity that I can focus on and really deep dive into make it work. My goals in 2025 is to grow and focus my business. She's told me a little bit about how she got burnt out in the digital marketing space. She's liking what she's been seeing from me, and can we have a call? So we've scheduled the call for tomorrow to jump on. So this is someone that I haven't spoken to in quite a while, but they have been following and seeing me showing up consistently. And this just came through today. So guys, even if people, like, she didn't reach out on the post, she didn't comment on the post, she's just been watching. She's barely interacted with any of my stuff, but she's obviously been watching and seeing this. So, you know, do this for yourselves. Even if people don't comment. I said at Momentum Academy, for those that were there, that my biggest leaders came from social media posts, even though I barely posted in the beginning. There were just a few curiosity posts here and there. And those people didn't reach out to me on the post directly. But as soon as they saw me in person, they're like, Jillian, what are you doing? Tell me more about it. And that might be the case for some of your friends and family. They may not be ones that want to reach out and on the post or in Messenger, but they're thinking about it. So yeah, make sure you're consistent there, and yeah, go for it. Sorry. Back to you, ladies.
Well, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Okay, I think that's it. It's time to go. Let's go and hustle and create some stories, just like Jillian.
Night, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.